Hey there, welcome back to Pepper Geek. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to remove a seed coat if it gets stuck on your pepper seedlings. Now this is a pretty common issue that we run into, especially when we're growing so many different peppers. We have it happen at least once or twice a year, so we want to address it in case it happens to you. Essentially what happens is the hard seed coat gets stuck on the first set of leaves called the cotyledons, and if it doesn't fall off as the seedling sprouts, it can inhibit growth and eventually kill the plant. So the goal, of course, is to remove it gently and carefully without damaging the cotyledons and getting the plant back on track. So today I'll show you our method of doing this. It's pretty straightforward and simple, and I'll give you some tips on how to avoid it happening in the first place. But first, be sure to check out our ebook, Growing Perfect Peppers. It's all about growing peppers from seed to harvest. And we do address the topic of seed coats in the book, but much more than that. It's our entire process of growing peppers from start to finish, so check that out in the link in the description. Okay, so on to seed coats. I want to start with some preventative measures you can take, and that is that you should keep the seeds very moist during the germination process. As soon as you plant the seeds, to the day that they sprout, you should be either spritzing or at least making sure that the environment that they're in is very humid. Not only is moisture required for germination, but it will also make sure that that seed coat remains moist and malleable so that it's much easier for the seedling to shed the seed coat when it comes time to sprout. As soon as I start seeing the hooks of the plants, I like to spritz them vigorously at least a few times a day, just to make sure that that seed coat on the end of the seedling is moist, and this should help the plants emerge more easily. A humidity dome obviously is recommended. It helps keep the environment moist while your seeds are germinating, and it drastically reduces the need to spritz. If all else fails and you do end up with a seed coat stuck on your pepper seedlings, here's what we do to get them off. The first step is to moisten the seed coat thoroughly. So using a spritzer with some water, just gently spritz the surface of the seed coat and try to get a bead of water to sit and surround the seed coat. I find that just gently spritzing, the lightest spritz that you can do, is the easiest way to achieve this. Once you have that bead of water sitting on the seed coat, allow it to sit for at least 10 or 15 minutes. The goal is to have the water penetrate the seed coat, softening it up and making it a lot more malleable and easy to remove. Now I'm going to use this to demonstrate. This is just two caps to some Tupperware. But imagine this is a seed coat stuck on your pepper seedling. After it's moistened from the water, the goal is to gently open up the seed coat, just like so. So you want to make sure you have a strong, good hold on the seed first, between your two fingers, and then just squeeze gently to open up the seed coat. And once you see that happening, you can gently start to pull the seed coat off of the plant, and it should come off pretty freely. If you feel some resistance, you should back off and re-moisten the seed coat to make sure that it's as soft as possible, and then give it a shot again. We've had cases where this is successful and other cases where it's not as successful. It really depends again on the variety of pepper. Some of the tinier seeds can be really difficult to work with, and if you want to, you can try using a pair of tweezers, but be really careful. It's very easy to damage the plants when they're so young and small. If you're able to get the seed coat off, congratulations, you've done a good job. Those cotyledons should open right up, put them under the light, and they'll be growing in no time. We have had the case where we've broken off the ends of the cotyledons, so that sort of the pointy end of the cotyledon leaves were broken off, but the other half was unscathed, and that's totally fine. There's enough leaf there to photosynthesize and get the plant back on track. If you do happen to snap off the entire head of the plant, it's pretty unlikely that the plant will survive. You can give it a shot. But again, this is another great reason to plant multiple seeds in each seed cell in case you get one of these stubborn seed coats stuck on your leaves that you can't get off, the plant can't survive. Well, you have a backup. And that's really it. Just wanted to give you our method for getting rid of those seed coats, getting them off your plants, and getting your plants back on track to grow healthy for the rest of the season. If you have another method that you think works better than ours, let us know in the comments below, and thanks for watching Pepper Geek. And just a few Patreon shoutouts for our Patreon members. Thank you to Natalie B., Emil B., Jacob W., Keith S., Jeanette C., Johnny S., Nikki, Max B., Omar A., Jake F., Jamie W., and Corey S. Thank you for joining our Patreon. It's been a blast so far showing you our process of growing peppers from start to finish. If you'd like to join our Patreon, you can click the link down below and join to see our exclusive content.